welcome you to this broadcast of high school varsity football on NKTelco Sports. We are at Cardinal Stadium at New Bremen High School, where the Fort Recovery Indians will take on the New Bremen Cardinals in Midwest Athletic action. Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Climate Technologies, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, New Knoxville Supply, Pratt Industries, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Speedway Lanes, and of course NKTelco. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight, everybody who's here on the pay-per-view live broadcast. We appreciate you joining us. AJ, looks like we got a good one. These two teams get together. They seem to always play each other close. For years and years, they were both down in the kind of the bottom half, the B side of the MAC, if you will. And in recent years, both teams have found a state title and competition, and they've always played each other tight. So let's talk first of all about the Fort Recovery Indians coming in at 2-3 overall and 1-2 in MAC play.
Yeah, they're looking at trying to get their passing attack going here tonight.
Yep.
You got Cole Ramel that's thrown for 577 yards. Three touchdowns, two interceptions, and he looks at Guggenbiller as his top receiver. The one thing I think it's going to worry me about the Fort Recovery Indians is Fort Recovery's giving up 28 points a game. I mean,
and that's the strength of the Cardinals. They can score.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I think with the New Bremen Cardinals is they'll take advantage of that. As far as they run the ball, I think they do a good job running the ball. They're about middle of the pack in the MAC as far as run offense. But I think that the key thing is they need to stop New Bremen's offense and that offensive line. And, I mean, it's pretty simple. If they can do that, they're going to win this game tonight.
Yeah, Fort Recovery comes in rushing the ball 116 yards a game, and then they come in passing the ball. They're number 2 in the MAC, 185.4 behind Minster. They're number 3 in the MAC behind Minster and Anna. So definitely agree with you on that sentiment of trying to get the pass game together, but on the other side, trying to stop the Cardinals' high-octane run game. Let's talk a little bit about New Bremen. They come in tonight with a 5-1 record. They are tied for Versailles for second in the MAC with Versailles and Minster. All three teams are 2-1 in the conference. New Bremen, 4-1, my apologies, and Minster 3-2. The Cardinals have got wins against Bath, Lehman, Versailles, Parkway, and then last week they went out to Booster Stadium and got ate up by Tim Goodwin's 5-0 Flyers, who are sitting atop the MAC undefeated with the Coldwater Cavaliers. And I think you're right. New Bremen's going to want to establish the run, establish it early. They've got kind of a two-headed monster when it comes to that run game. Of course, senior signal caller David Holman coming off a MAC Player of the Year season last year at that position. And then Hunter Schaefer, also a senior, the running back. Both like to pound the ball, and it can go up inside, and they can bounce it outside. Just looking at individual rushing, Hunter Schaefer, 326 yards on the season, 3 touchdowns, but this number is what's really nice, 6.27 yards a carry, AJ. Yeah. And then David, kind of a little bit more of a scat back type approach, a little quicker, little shuck and jive, 4.81 per carry with 6 touchdowns, 332 yards on the season.
Yeah, that's you hit it on the nail. I mean, that's going to be the key right now is you got to stop that New Bremen rushing attack. But once again, I mean, this is my second time seeing New Bremen. Third time, actually. My bad. This is the third time seeing New Bremen. And the thing I've always been impressed with New Bremen is that defensive line. Yeah. And that's very strong defensive line. And I think that was the one thing last week in reading about it is Marion Local got out quick. And they scored 22 points before New Bremen got on the board. And I think that was kind of a shell shock for New Bremen because you know what Marion Local is all about. I mean, you cannot give Marion Local 22 points to start out. But right now, I think with the resume New Bremen's got, and we'll talk about it later on as far as playoffs go, it's an impressive resume. I mean, they've beaten some good teams. And this right here, I still think this is a big game for the New Bremen Cardinals.
I think so. You want to get that momentum back after losing. They were 4-0 on the start. and then lost to Marion last week. And, yeah, they want to get their oars back in the water and get on their winning ways. Fort Recovery, and we will talk playoffs a little bit later. Things have changed a little bit in the playoff landscape now with OHSAA expanding it to 16 teams, and we will talk about that. But both teams tonight thinking playoffs, and there's a lot of playoff points on the board when you're playing a MAC opponent. Even Fort Recovery coming in at 2-3. They've got wins against Urbana and Delta St. John's, and then they lost a very tight opener that they felt they should have won against Wayne Trace, and then they lost to Coldwater and Minster in the MAC. And so we are underway. Hunter Schaefer kicking it off. Troy Holman's going to take it right at the 1-yard line, up over the 10, 15. He's going to try the middle of that wedge, and the Cardinal kick coverage will drop him at about the 23, 24-yard line. Leading the charge for the Cardinals on the special teams tackles, number 74, Noah Kelly. So before we get into the starters, let's talk about the Keyhole Pizza keys to the game here, AJ, for Coach Brent Niekamp and the Fort Recovery Indians.
Well, the big one is going to be taking care of the ball. I mean, turnovers. You can't give New Bremen opportunity after opportunity. Force a couple turnovers. I mean, I think that's going to be a big thing. If Fort Recovery's defense can disrupt, I think forcing a couple turnovers will help them out. And you got to limit Holman on offense. I mean, he's the key guy. He's the player of the year. You got to limit him on offense.
Absolutely. Everything goes through David Holman. And this give is to Troy Holman. And the Cardinal D-line just scraping off blocks and nothing going on that first play. Maybe a yard. Well, let's talk about the starting lineup here. This is the Emerson Climate Technologies starting lineup, talking about the Fort Recovery Indians. First of all, on offense, we'll go across the men up front. The offensive line at left tackle, Gabe Kanapke, number 67. Left guard, Alex Evers, number 55. Center, Bo 10, number 52. Connor Kakala at the right guard, number 34. And Jacob Heitkamp at the right tackle, 59. Nice protection, nice pass, goes up the ladder, picks it up about the 40, 41-yard line where he's tackled by 3 Cardinals, but a nice first down gain right there, and that is number 8, Reese Guggenbiller, and I think we're going to see a lot of him at the wide receiver position tonight for the Indians.
Yeah, you're going to see him. He's their top receiver, so you're going to see a lot, but just remember, New Bremen is the number 1 pass defense in the MAC.
And that's a new wrinkle.
Yeah.
Their secondary has come a long way over the years. And with you'd like to maybe attribute some of that to a new defensive coordinator with Marcus Overman joining the coaching staff this year as Rammel is flushed and unable to complete downfield, probably just threw that away.
Well, and I think that's a big key right there. The pressure they put on Cole Rammel there. He had a tough time trying to locate the offensive line did a good job, but pushing him out of the pocket made him uncomfortable, and he threw that away.
Absolutely, yeah. Attribute much of that to the coverage downfield. So let's talk about the Cardinal starters now on defense. On the defensive line, number 58, Carter Elking. Number 23, Ben Saylor at the left end. We'll wait till this play runs. And you got Troy Holman trying the left side, gets through a hole, and he is tackled out there by number 20, Wokley Gugeg, senior linebacker, but he picks up, 6-7 yards. Nice play off the left side.
Yeah, it gives him a nice 3rd and short here for Fort Recovery, and really doing a nice job trying to mix it up here. A little pass, a little run here.
Good opening drive so far. Also starting on defense in the middle of that D-line, number 22, junior Brent Schaefer. In there, Cardinals run a kind of a traditional 4-3 on the right side, 68 on the right end. That is Marcus Spielman. And you see there Dylan Bombauer, a linebacker, going up there showing run blitz, and he does his job, limiting Holman to maybe a half a yard gain. And number 25, Dylan Bombauer, in that starting linebacking core. Also playing linebacker for the Cardinals, you'll see number 28, Hunter Schaefer, and number 56, Evan Iyink. And then the back end of the defense, right corner, Wokley Gugeg, number 20. Left corner, Aaron Tiemann, number 1. David Holman, number 5, going to quarterback that defense from the safety position. And then the other safety, number 21, is Troy Holman. And I think I misnumbered David Holman in our pregame talk. I think I called him number 6.
Yeah, I think
Not sure what was happening there.
Hey, mistakes happen.
Get to be my age. I'm just lucky to be here.
Fumble.
And the Cardinals put a hat on the ball. And the ball carrier is very, very close if Fort Recovery retains possession. very close to a first down at the midfield stripe.
They're going to be short on that.
Chains are moving, but it could be for no. And it'll be a first down, Indians, yeah. So they managed to recover that. The side judge on the near sideline came in, and, of course, Chris Schmidt wants an explanation there. His 8th year head coach, the young man in the yellow shirt there on the Cardinal sideline, getting an explanation from the official. All the heads are nodding. And it's 1st and 10, Fort Recovery right at midfield. Troy Homan off the left hip. And now he's going to pull it down and run. And, man, I tell you what.
Wow.
That is a tall drink of water that can bring the heat. Cale Rammel, number 2 for the Indians, close to a 10-yard gain there.
Yeah, and I think
he's got it.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. But that's a good look. I mean, he dropped back, and you know what? I mean, good coverage by the New Bremen defensive backs. Had nothing. You might as well take off. And
well, 6'5", 225. He is a load to bring down, the senior signal caller for Fort Recovery. They run a similar offense to the Cardinals. It's sort of a shotgun wing tee as Troy Homan now catches one. And there's another Fort Recovery first down. So chunk plays here for the Indians as they are getting the ball out. A couple of nice completions now for Rammel.
No, I think it's just the mixture of what they're doing. I mean, little swing pass there, and you know, you get a little run there, and Hamill takes off. I mean, nice mixture of plays here for that first drive for Fort Recovery.
So Fort Recovery now, again, going to continue to spread that Cardinal defense. This time just 2 receivers, one right, one left. Number 12, Riggs Toby. Haven't mentioned his name yet. Little pass in the middle, tipped. Nice defense there by the Cardinals as David Holman comes up. He was covering Lucas Atchison, the intended receiver.
Yeah.
Second down 10 now from the 28.
Yeah, good coverage by Holman there. Really didn't allow that ball to get through there and knock that down, and gives a 2nd and 10 for Fort Recovery.
7:44 to go now on the First National Bank scoreboard. Beautiful night in New Bremen. Finally got some football weather, AJ. The last couple times we've been up here on the roof of this press box, it's been a tad warm.
Yeah. Hey, you got Pumpkin Fest going on in town. So
that's right. That's right.
Good weather for that.
Rammel rolls to his left, and the Cardinals had that nicely covered. He was looking for Reese Guggenbiller. Landed at his feet, but he was going nowhere. Yeah. Bombauer and Homan were both out there for the Cardinals. So 3rd down and 10 now for Coach Niekamp and the Indians. Had a nice chat with Coach Brent Niekamp before the game. He said one of the things that has frustrated him this year is he said, I can't get all my guys healthy at the same time.
Yeah,
I mean, it's football. It's next man up. Right. No, you'll never hear anybody make an excuse, but it is frustrating when you got guys that can do things and you can't get them all together on the field, especially with a short roster to begin with as far as head count goes. That's tough. So we've got 4th and 10 now as the ball was intended for Toby, and I think he and Rammel were not on the same page there.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But going back to what you're saying, I mean, when you have those expectations like Brett Niekamp had at the beginning of the year, he's feeling good about his team. He thinks they can make a run at the MAC, and then all of a sudden key players go down.
Well, and they made the playoffs last year and won a game.
Yeah.
So expectations is you do the same thing. Rammel's back to pass now. Cardinals send one off the corner. Troy Homan's got it down inside the 20.
He's going to be short. Is he going to be short?
He's a yard past, it looks like. Yeah, he sure is. So 11 yards.
Oh, wow.
Pitch and catch to Homan. Nice job of knowing where you needed to be on the field. And so Fort Recovery keeps the drive alive here with 7:26 to go here in the first on the First National Bank First scoreboard. Yeah, that's actually in the yellow. That's Coach Overman down there on the Cardinal sideline, not Coach Schmidt.
He's trying to mess with our sight.
Yeah. Rammel hits one right over the middle. Missed tackle there. And the ball's on the ground again. And I think Fort Recovery opportune. Riggs Toby lost it, but Fort Recovery is right there to fall on it. So good fortune
and a first down
for the Indians and another first down. This should be 1st and goal. So Fort Recovery has found something in this Cardinal defense that they've been able to exploit. A couple of these little passes over the middle, guys have been open. You know, they're kind of high percentage. They're not trying to do anything too complex or too risky, but guys are just executing, getting open, and the O-line's giving Ramel time to work.
Exactly.
Empty backfield, 3 receivers right. Ramel's going to run this all the way. Cardinals force him upside, and Kenning on the tackle there for the Cardinals. Senior D lineman.
I just like the play calls. It looks like the receivers are finding that zone, that spot in the zone to sit down in, and they're sitting down, and Ramel's just finding that zone, and boom.
So now you've got Reese Guggenbiller wide right by himself and 2 backs. But they're up on the line of scrimmage, kind of the jumbo package, and the give is to Holman. He's going to try the left side, and the Cardinals slam the door there. Holman, good leg drive. He's still going to get a yard out of that, maybe 2.
Wow.
So that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4, 3rd down and goal.
That defensive line, I mean, it's tough to run on. I mean,
it is. They're very athletic. They get off their blocks well. They're quick. They're not the biggest guys on the planet. And one of the luxuries you've got now in New Bremen is you see guys subbing in and out on that D-line, and that is huge, especially late game when you got guys that don't have to go maybe both ways or all the plays. And now we're going to get a stoppage. And I'm going to guess that, the Cardinals are going to take a precision strip timeout. We'll go ahead and take one with them. 5:22 to go here in the first. 0-0 Fort Recovery at New Bremen on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium in New Bremen. 0-0, but I'll tell you what, Fort Recovery is knocking on the door as they near the end, one way or the other, of a very impressive opening drive here, AJ, and they're trying to pound this one in and get some points. Again, a big kind of 2 tight end set. Now Ramel's going to roll right. He's got 2 receivers out there.
Ooh.
And boy, oh boy, nice coverage in there by Troy Holman for the Cardinals, number 21, because that ball hit him in the hands.
Yes, it did.
And Troy Holman broke it up. So 4th and goal now. Let's see if the Cardinals.
Well, so far it's worked 2 times.
Yep. Yeah, that pass over the middle has been kind of 50-50. They've hit a couple, and the Cardinals have broken up a couple. So let's see if Fort Recovery can dig in and get one, or will New Bremen make the goal line stand. 4th down and goal here in the opening drive for the Fort Recovery Indians. Kind of a standard I formation, fake to Holman. Now a throw back to Holman.
Wow.
There's nothing there, and you're going to get an interception.
No, he dropped it.
And boy, oh boy, though, nice play on defense. Nice play. Very, very well read. There was nothing there. Hayden Zeller, the junior basketball standout. Cardinals had the matchup they wanted, putting that tall, athletic linebacker on the back, and that wasn't there. I'm kind of surprised Ramel threw that because that wasn't open at any point on that play. So the Cardinals will take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 3. So bend, don't break, literally, man, that got really, really close to breaking.
Wow. 6-minute, 52-second drive there for Fort Recovery. I mean, that was impressive. I mean, it just came up empty.
All right, Holman on the keeper. Nobody's surprised by that. And he's going to get it out over the 5, maybe to the 7. And that is a gain of almost exactly 5 yards. So a very impressive drive. Comes up short. for Fort Recovery. But, boy, you got to figure they're going to keep doing what they were doing. And now Hunter Schaefer's going to take it. And he's going to try the left side. He's over the 10, makes a couple guys miss. 15, 20, spins back inside. They're going to mark him at about the 20. But that is enough for a Cardinal first down as he picks up about 11 yards, almost 12 yards on that carry. So nice start for the senior running back, Hunter Schaefer.
Yeah, it's just a sweet play and a great block on the outside there by the receiver. And he got 13 yards on that game.
Hunter Schaefer now is going to try the right side, and he falls forward for about 4. Let's talk about Keyhole Pizza. Keys to the game for Coach Chris Schmidt in his 8th season at the helm, and the New Bremen Cardinals.
Well, for the New Bremen, they got to limit self-inflicted mistakes.
They are the most penalized team in the conference right now, and that really bit them last week.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we were here, there were a lot of penalties, especially on third down, that pushed them back. So, that is just big right now for the New Bremen Cardinals. The second thing is you got to limit the big offensive plays at Fort Recovery. And what you saw right there was Fort Recovery really getting that passing game going. So luckily they stopped them on fourth down. Start fast and play with the lead. Right now, they're starting fast with the run game. Let's see if they can put some points on the board for it.
Boy, they sure are. Bo 10 kind of cleaned that up, but number 12, Riggs Toby, that could have been a touchdown-saving tackle right there because Hunter Schaefer can't get through the hole, and 28's going to get it again, and now we've got a stoppage. I don't see any flags. Maybe we'll get a good old-fashioned mulligan here.
I think they were trying to get a substitution penalty.
Oh, okay. I didn't see any flags down.
Yeah.
But they did. They got Fort Recovery, 12 men on the field. Can't have 12 guys in the huddle together.
Nah,
So 5 yards and another Cardinal first down.
they call that cheating.
They do call. You're not allowed to do that.
No, they frown upon that.
They do. Let's talk about some Cardinal starters brought to you by Emerson Climate Technologies. Aaron Tiemann will start number 1 out at wide receiver. Also, wide receiver will be number 10, Blake Suchlin. You see Hunter Schaefer now breaking one around the right and down the far sideline. And he's going to get brought down at about the 14, 13-yard line. And this is what New Bremen does, is they will break your back running the ball. It's not particularly flashy. They just put men on men. They get guys making blocks, and you saw it right there. Is down at the 13-yard line. That is a 43-yard run. That was at their own 44. Now Holman's going to give it to Schaefer again, and he's going to find room on the left side. So the Cardinal O-line doing a Jim Dandy job of blocking out there, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, that was a nice, especially that play before. They've been running that sweep on both sides, and really Fort Recovery hasn't found an answer to it. And you saw Schaefer take off for 43 and really put
he's got surprising quickness and speed. He has a second, like a passing gear, once he gets out around the edge or through the hole. And it's very deceptive, and he's a strong young man. Now here goes Holman down to about the 1. That's going to be a Cardinal first down, first and goal. Continuing with the Emerson Climate Technology starting lineup for New Bremen. Offensive lineman Nolan Kenning, number 57. Carter Elking, number 58. Marcus Spielman, number 68. Also out there, Evan Ink, number 56. And then Jack Saylor is the Cardinal center. I believe he is number 55, and he is. And there is a Cardinal touchdown as David Holman, his 7th tally of the year from a yard out. And the Cardinals go 98 yards in about 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes. And there you go.
Yeah, it's all running plays. You didn't see a single passing. So they saw, like what we were talking about, that rush defense of Fort Recovery, especially that defensive line. That's going to be the key in this game.
Absolutely. So back to try the extra point, Hunter Schaefer. And his kick is good. And so with 1:59 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, the New Bremen Cardinals draw first blood in this one. And it is 7-0 New Bremen here on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen. And check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium. Senior signal caller David Holman plunges 1 yard into the end zone. Cardinals are up 7-0 as Hunter Schaefer kicks it away. Troy Holman at the goal line over the 5, 10, 15, encounters some traffic up over the 20, 25, and then the wedge fails, and the Cardinals push him back right at about the 25-yard line. So Fort Recovery will start once again 1st and 10, and we were talking earlier, AJ, impressive first drive for the Indians, but it came up 2 yards short.
2 yards short, and I like the passing they were doing there in that first drive. I mean, they would sit somebody in the zone and they would just pick it apart, and I like the scouting report Brett Niekamp has put together for this new Bremen Cardinal defense.
Yeah, they've got something figured out. I mean, they were picking up yardage in chunks.
Yeah.
And so Rammel now with Holman off of his right, sort of that wing T pistol or shotgun or pistol. And now he's going to try it down the left side. And nice coverage over there by the Cardinals. Troy Holman, number 21, intended for Riggs Toby, the junior.
Yeah, he's got a nice arm.
Oh, he does. He throws a beautiful ball, and he has. He started as a sophomore, and he is an excellent runner and passer.
I thought the receiver stopped. If he kept going, I think you would have had a long touchdown there for Fort Recovery.
That'll stop the clock. 2nd down and 10 now. Rammel's going to send Toby, number 12, to the right. And I believe that is Reese Guggenbiller to the left, leading receiver on the squad. Oh, nice move right there as Rammel ducks the blitzing end, Ben Saylor, and the Cardinals finally catch up with him, but not before he picks up about 8. Man. So out to the 33.
Man, it felt like I was in the basketball season. He tried to block that shot, and Rammel just went around him.
Yeah, well, they say don't leave your feet, and that's why, because once you're in the air, you're committed.
Yeah, exactly.
And Rammel is, not his first rodeo. The senior, very crafty, makes his way around an elevated airborne Ben Saylor and picks up 8 on the play. So 3rd down and 2. Now we're back into the playbook. 2 tight ends set. 2 receivers. This is going to be Guggenbiller in motion. Fake to Holman. Now right over the middle. Caught and brought down there by David Holman, but not before they pick up another 1st down, and that is Lucas Atchison, the tight end. That underneath stuff has been pretty consistently there for Fort Recovery.
Yeah, that's a nice looking play right there. Kind of faked that jet sweep, and you actually think he was going to go out and swing it out to him, but right there in the middle was the tight end for a 1st down.
Well, when you got a good running back in Holman, you have to account for Cale Rammel, the quarterback, and then that leaves guys one-on-one, and that was a very, very nicely run route there by the tight end, getting separation. And the Cardinals smother this one as Evan Eyink in there to clean things up. Ben Saylor also getting there late, but a nice sack as the Cardinals, little blitz action there, and so now it'll be 2nd down and 14 for Fort Recovery.
Boy, they finally got to Rammel there. I mean, that's the first sack of the game.
Yeah, Cardinals don't get a ton of sacks, but they do wreak a little havoc back there with that, like you mentioned in the kind of the pregame discussion. And that's going to be the final play here of the first quarter. Very quick quarter, a lot of runs on that Cardinal drive, and it is New Bremen 7, Fort Recovery 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
We are back live, Cardinal Stadium. Thank you for joining us tonight. Scott Fry with you, AJ Lisi with Color and Stats. And we just want to take a moment to share a couple thoughts, a little appreciation, a somber moment, bad news in the Coldwater community as we lost a good one this week with our baseball coach, Brian Harlemert, passing away suddenly. Can't imagine how difficult that has to be for Brian's family, the baseball community in Coldwater. Seen a lot of beautiful sentiment shared on social media this week. A lot of moments of silence. We had one here tonight. We had one at the volleyball match. I saw on Twitter the Parkway volleyball team had a nice thing. But want to wish the Harlemert family and the Coldwater community all our love and sending our prayers and condolences.
Yeah, with my brother living in the community, I mean, that's kind of strikes home. But, I mean, good guy, great coach. I mean, he's really built that Coldwater baseball team over there.
Man alive, he has.
And I know there's a lot of respect. I mean, talking to Walpock's baseball coach,
Coach Brandt,
yeah, he expressed his condolences. I mean, had open heart surgery this summer in June, and it's just one of those things. And it's just you gotta hug somebody every day. Because
live your life. Yeah, because you just never know. And Coach Harlemert, you mentioned the baseball program at Coldwater. What a baseball program indeed. I don't know how many state titles he's won there. I know he played there on a state championship team. He went to UD. I saw an interesting thing. He was the first baseball scholarship player at University of Dayton, which is pretty darn cool. And came home and took over the coaching program, or the baseball program as head coach. And just want to wish his family, I know he has a senior in high school, a daughter, I believe.
Yes.
Can't imagine the difficulty they're dealing with and losing Coach Harlemert. So all of our best wishes to them and to the Coldwater community as they grieve and mourn the loss of a good one, Brian Harlemert. So 11:19 to go here in the second on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard. 4th down and 2 now. So 3 receivers right. We saw this formation down near the goal line. That's Homan and Toby and Guggenbiller. Guggenbiller on the outside.
Wow.
And Rammel tries to take it himself. And Evan Eyink from his middle linebacking position must have been assigned the spy job because he got in there and shut that down as soon as it got started. So great line play that time for the Cardinals. And a fort recovery drive comes to an end at the New Bremen 49, turning it over on downs.
Yeah, that was a great job by Marcus Overman there, making that call. He kind of brought like an end blitz there.
Yeah, like a little run blitz there.
Yeah. It was a nice call by Coach Marcus Overman.
So the Cardinals will send 4 guys out, and they'll keep Hunter Schaefer back to protect David Homan, and he hits Aaron Tiemann on a post, and he's still going. And Tiemann's going to take that ball all the way down to the 21-yard line. And boy, oh boy, David Homan really needed that. He's a good passer. And he had a tough night at the hands of the Tim Goodwin defense, which, golly, joined the list of people that have suffered that challenge. So to get a nice pass completed there to his junior wideout, Aaron Tiemann, on a nice post. And that's going to go, let's see, 29, 30 yards. Yeah. And now Hunter Schaefer, right side, untouched, cuts back inside. You're not going to get him with one guy. And Hunter Schaefer tallies in a 2-play Cardinal drive. Bing, bang, boom, just like that, they're in the end zone, and it is 13-0 pending an extra point.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks, you look at it this way, Fort Recovery, they're coming off Fort Recovery 4th downs here. Great stop on defense, and they're taking advantage of the opportunities Fort Recovery's given them.
Yeah, the Fort Recovery offense has played well, clean, but their defense has not had any answer for the Cardinal run game, and it's really happening up front, the line of scrimmage. For sure. So Hunter Schaefer now going to try this extra point, and it is through and good. So with 10:36 to go on the First National Bank Think First scoreboard, the Cardinals are up by 2 scores, 14-0. And I did not get a chance to list the Fort Recovery defensive starters, brought to you by Emerson Climate Control Technology. So I'm going to take a minute to do that now. Their left end, Connor Kaikala, number 34. Bo 10 is their left tackle. Right defensive tackle, Jose Martinez, number 72. Right end, Austin Steinbrunner. Right corner, Alex Garkey, number 3. Left corner, Cale Rammel, number 2. And then at safety, you'll see Reese Guggenbiller and Troy Homan. 3 linebackers, Ross Pearson, Luke Atchison, and Reese Wendell. So want to make sure, always like to try and get the starters, get everybody's name read. And boy, oh boy, the Cardinals, just like Coach wanted to do, one of their keys was to start quick. They've done that. And they like to play with a lead. That enables that D-line to just take it up 2 notches and come at you. So we'll be curious to see now what Brent Niekamp will do if the Cardinals ratchet up that pressure, if he's going to start to delayed handoffs, draw plays,
You might
screens.
see a little more of that because,
Yeah.
That first drive, he did a nice job mixing the run in with the passing game, and we haven't seen too many runs since then. So watching this drive to see if he mixes it back up.
Absolutely. So Hunter Schaefer set to kick from the 40, straight down the hash. And this is going to be Guggenbiller as it takes a nice bounce. He's over the 10, 15, little seam, and over the 20, out to the 24. He's brought down by Hayden Zeller. So 10:32. And Fort Recovery going to start it over here. Drive number 3 of the game. First 2 drives turned over on downs. The first one got into the New Bremen 3. The second one at near midfield at the Cardinal 49. And this one's going to start nose of the ball at the Fort Recovery 25. And again, Hunter Schaefer on a 20-yard run. And just like that, the Cardinals go 2 plays and in, and now you're going to get Troy Homan. Nice run. Looked like they might have had him hemmed in there at the line of scrimmage, and he managed to find 3 yards there as Evan Iyink comes up to make the stop.
Yeah, nice little dive play, like we talked about. I think they switch, like move the ball like this, kind of take some time off the clock,
Yeah.
and kind of keep that offense off. I think they'll be all right.
Sometimes that's the best defense, is to keep your opponent's offense on the sideline. So Reese Guggenbiller is going to line up inside number 12, Riggs Toby, and then Troy Homan in the backfield. And my goodness, Evan Iyink, welcome to the MAC, young man.
Wow.
Whew. So 2-yard loss. 3rd down and 9.5, so nice play there. Evan Iyink, somebody missed a blocking assignment up front, I think. You could see the O-lineman talking and gesturing, got to get that fixed or it'll be a long night for sure.
It looked like the linebackers ran a twist on that.
Yeah.
And, one person had one and the other one was supposed to get the other, and that just didn't happen.
No, Cardinals very athletic in the box on defense, both the D-line and the linebacking core. Very quick, very athletic. We talked a little bit about it before the game, and now we're going to get a precision strip timeout called by Fort Recovery. 9-11 on the First National Bank scoreboard. New Bremen 14, Fort Recovery 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
Welcome back to Cardinal Stadium at New Bremen High School. I'd like to thank the athletic director here, Chad Wells, for his hospitality. Love covering sports here in the MAC, WBL, all these ADs and coaches. There's a nice pass. Rammel got him on the hands, unable to hang on to it. Coverage was there-ish, and now we've got an Indian, the receiver, Riggs Toby is on the sideline. So, again, with a small roster, I don't mean small in stature, but numbers. I think they've got about 40 on the roster. Everybody matters. So hopefully that's not a big deal for young Mr. Toby over there. Yeah, he's up and walking. I think it was a hand or a wrist, it looked like maybe.
Yeah, but you got to give credit to Evan Eink there. He put the pressure on Rammel to get that ball off quick. So,
and I'll tell you, he still got it on the money. That thing hit that receiver in the hands.
Yeah.
I mean, man, speaking of Cale Rammel, this will be the first punt of the game. As Fort Recovery unable to pick up a first down on this drive. High snap,
nice.
Boy, what an athlete, 6'5". And that's a punt that looks like a pass, and that's going to roll dead at about the Fort Recovery 48. So the Cardinals going to be set up here with great field position. So far, Fort Recovery on offense have gone turnover on downs, and punt. Mm-hmm. So whatever was going on with the Cardinal defense, Fort Recovery offense, matchups were working. Yeah. Things were cooking for Coach Niekamp. Something has changed a little bit, and the Cardinals able to slow that offense down. And now they are looking at a short drive on the Fort Recovery side of the field to start this one. And Hunter Schaefer trips over the 50-yard line.
Yeah.
The old turf monster. Every now and then you'll get that.
Oh, yeah.
So a loss of 1 on the play.
I think it was a Cardinal.
Might have tripped over the Cardinal. Yeah, beautiful painted Cardinal. I've painted that a couple times in my tenure here when I had a boy in the program. It's all about small school football, man. All the schools, parents get involved, everybody's boosters. It's just cool. Dylan Baumbauer across the formation. Tiemann works his way open, and he's going to catch about a 13-yarder, 12-yarder for a Cardinal first down at the Fort Recovery 37.
Nice ball. I mean, he threw that right on a rope.
That was on a rope, yeah. Very, very nice pass. So Holman very accurate now. Just a couple passes, but he's hit both of them to Aaron Tiemann. Aaron Tiemann, big shoes to fill. Nick Allig and Trevor Bergman, the receivers. We've got a flag on the play as Hunter Schaefer gains about 6, close to 7.
That's going to come back.
That flag is laying at the Fort Recovery 38, right at the line of scrimmage. And he is headed west. And that's the death penalty in high school football. That's a holding call. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And the Cardinals have got first down and Kettlersville to go here.
Kettlersville, you sure?
Pretty close, yeah. Maybe at least State Route 29.
Okay. Yeah.
Hayden Zeller now in the game, wide out, far left. Ben Holman, the tight end, and here's a pass to Zeller. Little comebacker, and he's going to gain almost got the penalty yardage back. Gained about 9 on the play.
Holman's pass is complete to number 83, Hayden Zeller.
Yeah, they're going to give him 10 on that.
He looks to pick up 12 on
kind of
the
a generous spot.
Number 3, Alex Karki.
So the Cardinals now back to the chains. 2nd down and 10. 2nd down in the edge of town now. Number 14 for the Cardinals in one of the kind of the second wide receivers. Grant Dickey's been a nice addition to the receiver core. This time Holman keeps, scrambles to the right, gets through a couple tackles, and this is what's mind-blowing about him, is they had him, see number 6, Troy Holman, they had him about a yard across the line of scrimmage, and he picks up 9 yards. He is one strong young man.
Yeah, and that's a great run by David Holman. I mean, he followed his blocks and really uses athleticism just to get the 9 yards.
He's a strong kid and a shifty runner. Baumbauer in motion, sets, and here comes Hunter Schaefer, a little misdirection, and he's through, and he's gone. Schaefer to the house, 28 yards, and the Cardinals hit pay dirt, and Hunter Schaefer is having himself an evening. 2 touchdowns now and a bunch of yards. He's going to cross the century mark before the half's over at this pace.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just pretty much a nice dive play right there for Hunter Schaefer. And really, we talked about at the beginning of the game that David Holman might be a key, but nobody was looking at Hunter Schaefer here coming in. So Hunter Schaefer doing a nice job here in the first half.
And now he will attempt the extra point. Backup quarterback number 4, Rylan Bussey holding.
Schaefer's extra
And put that one in the books, and just like that, couple quick drives, 7:05 to go before intermission. New Bremen 21, Fort Recovery 0 here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Welcome back to New Bremen High School. Hunter Schaefer getting set to kick off. He's got a pair of touchdowns. David Homan with the first score for the Cardinals. New Bremen finds themselves up 3 scores here, and they are getting the ball after intermission. Coach Schmidt often likes to defer to the second half. Troy Homan now is going to bring this one away. He's got a little seam, and then it collapses. But again, decent field position for Fort Recovery. They're going to start out at the 30.
Looks to be brought down by number 2, Kale Tangeman. Be first and 10, Indians.
So the Cardinals, a couple of brief drives. And just like Coach Schmidt wanted, they are off to a fast start. And this time a little bit more of a traditional I formation. Tight end on the right, 2 receivers right, and fake to Homan, and now they're going to try another deep ball, and they got one behind the defense, and a nice pitch and catch there, and now he's breaking tackles. Finally, the Cardinals wrestle him down at the 21, but not before that young man gets 49 yards on the pitch and catch, and that is number 12, Riggs Toby, and he just blew by the New Bremen corner. And I'll tell you, that was a beautiful ball that Cale Rammel threw, hit him right in stride. And they're going to mark it at the 22, so 49-yard pass, 48-yard pass.
That's just impressive. I mean, look at that ball. I mean, that ball was a nice ball. And it just, great throw, great route. And, you know, you got behind the cornerback, and good job by Fort Recovery.
And now they're going to try the left side. And the Cardinals run D. Dylan Bombauer in there first. Wraps up Troy Homan. Gain of 2. So, again, positive yardage. I love Coach Niekamp comes right back at it, right downfield. Feel like it's been there. They haven't been able to connect. Boy, that time they hit it. Guggenbiller in motion. And Rammel's going to go ahead and pull it down, and now the pocket collapses. He makes a guy miss, runs right through Aaron Tiemann, and you're going to get a gain of about 5. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1.5. So
I think they're going to give him 6 yards, so it'll be about 3rd and 2.
Yeah, that's a good run right there for Rammel. Looked like he was going to maybe throw a wheel route to Guggenbiller, who was covered over there in the right flats, and he just pulled it down and
read it right and just took off.
Well, and he's like Holman. You know, he's going to fall forward and pick up 2 more yards. He's just so strong and so big. So 3rd down and about 2 here for the Indians. 5:11 to go before halftime. Clock's rolling. Riggs Toby by himself out right. Reese Guggenbiller in close to the left. Also got a tight end. That's Ethan Hartnagel. The give is to Homan. He's going to follow that tight end and get through the seam. And he's got the first down yardage and more as David Homan runs him out of bounds at about the 4. But Troy Homan, a nice run. And it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, that's 1st and goal.
Fort Recovery.
That was just a nice run. He took that lead and found the hole. He ran it hard. He got to that hole
He
hard.
sure did. He hit that hole quick.
And
Ethan Hartnagel, the tight end, 28, did a nice job of sealing the corner, sealing the edge. And now they're going to put Hartnagel on the other side, and the tight end, Lucas Atchison, 15, double tight end set. 2 receivers right, See if they try the corner fade here. Certainly, Kale Rammel can throw that. They're going to give to Homan again, let the big dog eat. This time the Cardinal defense equal to the task as they stop him at the line of scrimmage. Dylan Bombauer from his linebacking position, number 25. So second and goal at the 4.
Yeah, second and goal at the 4. I still think that was a good play call. I mean,
absolutely.
The way
keep them honest, man, and then throw the pass.
Exactly.
And you still got to account for 2 good wide receivers over there in Guggenbiller and Riggs Toby, who Riggs Toby's been getting open. I know he had that drop earlier. Good to see him back on the field, by the way. He was the receiver shaking up on the far side, so that's good to see. And it's going to be Toby outside of Guggenbiller. Same formation, same exact formation. Double tight ends. This time Rammel's going to keep it and scramble, and the Cardinals contain. And they're going to sack Cole Rammel back at about the 9, so call that about a 5-yard loss.
Wow.
Again, receivers on that side were covered that time, AJ.
Well, and the defensive backs are doing their jobs, but I'll tell you what, the pressure they're bringing off that defensive line is really frustrating Cole Rammel right now. And now you got a third and goal, but it's at the 8. That's a long ways to go.
They dropped some yardage there. So Carter Elking, 58 senior, Nolan Kenning, 57 senior, bringing the pressure. So traditional I formation, one receiver right, that's Guggenbiller. Riggs Toby left. Now Rammel buys time. And boy,
He's got it.
Almost. Riggs Toby tried to work himself open across the middle. And Troy Homan for the Cardinals, 21, there for coverage. That's been open tonight, but not this time.
Just a little bit behind him. I think Riggs Toby had to reach behind, but still went through those hands. And once again, we got 4th down.
I tell you, Rammel's an accurate passer, and he had a little pressure that time, and he was moving. And I mean, he's a fine quarterback. Really is. So 4th down and 8 now. From the 8, also known as 4th and goal, Scott.
Really?
2 receivers right. Again, that dual tight end set, pistol homing off the right hip, and now we're going to get some kind of a situation. And it's going to be a precision strip timeout taken by Fort Recovery. We'll go ahead and take a break with them. 3:02 to go before the half. And Fort Recovery is knocking on the door in New Bremen on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Coming out of this precision strip timeout, Fort Recovery wanted to talk it over. Big moment here, AJ, as they are 4th and goal following a sack and then an incomplete pass.
Yeah, this is a big play for Fort Recovery. They haven't.
Let's get on the board, says Coach Niekamp.
Exactly.
Get something positive against a pretty tough defense. Again, same formation, 2 receivers bunched to the right, and Rammel's going to roll that way, and he's got it. Nice pitch and catch, Riggs Toby. Right in front of the coverage, and boy, oh boy, nice play right there. Rammel rolls out there, gives his receiver time to work, and call that a touchdown, Fort Recovery.
Yeah, that's a nice little rollout play. He wanted to go the out to the corner of the end zone, and I'll tell you what, right there at the pylon, makes that nice pass and sneaks it in there for the touchdown.
So an 8-yard touchdown pass, 2:57 to go before halftime, and Fort Recovery is on the board. And now Bo 10, center, and D tackle, number 52, going to attempt the extra point. Oh, man, nice job by the holder, Cale Rammel. That snap kind of came back low, and Rammel got it down. Unfortunately, I thought that looked good, but again, I'm really old and I don't have a good angle. But he still got that ball down and up. So, golly, the missed PAT, and that's going to put it at 21-6 New Bremen. But an impressive drive by Fort Recovery when they needed one. They started that drive at their own 30, so 70 yards, and they finally get one in the end zone. The opening drive, they almost had one in.
Yeah. Well, I've been impressed with the on fourth down conversions. I mean, they've had I've seen more fourth down conversions in this game than I have all year. So the converting on fourth down, they've really kept drives alive, and they get this touchdown on a fourth down conversion.
Absolutely. So now I'm going to be curious to see what Coach Schmidt wants to do offensively. He and Wince Morris share the play calling responsibilities on offense. And, they've got 3 minutes. That's an eternity in high school football. Well, any level of football. But they're getting the ball back coming out of the locker room. So, man, if they could get down there and get a score, go up 28-6 at the half, and have the ball coming out. Because they've had 3 drives. They've had 3 scores. They've been able to do whatever they like to do thus far, primarily on the ground. But Holman on that last drive did hit a couple of passes. So Bo 10 is going to kick things off from the 40. It's a short kick. And that's going to be fielded by Ben Saylor. And this kid is athletic and sketchy to catch. And nice tackle out of bounds by Riggs Toby. And the Cardinals give themselves another short field as the junior tight end / forward on the basketball team makes him pay for that short kick.
You're exactly right. They made him pay for it. And once again, New Bremen's got great field position with 2:51 to go.
Yeah, they started their last drive at the 48 of Fort Recovery. The drive before that at the 49 of New Bremen. The first drive, they started their own 2. And now Holman will send Bombauer in motion, the tight end. And Holman's going to go left side, gets through the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle right there by Fort Recovery's number 5, Austin Steinbrunner. That could have gone a good ways had he not gotten Holman down after his gain of about 6.
Well, there wasn't much of a hole, but I'll tell you what, Holman did a nice job creating that hole and just getting that slight light there and getting about 6 yards on that play.
He sure did. So the Cardinals now, again, Bombauer in motion, kind of the same formation. They run a lot of stuff out of it. Misdirection. This is a play that Schaefer scored on before, and he's going to the house again. Last time 28, this time 41. Another Cardinal 2-play drive. And with 2:15 to go, the Cardinals are rolling.
You're right. It's the same exact play. It's the lead play. And, I mean, Schaefer's been not touched in those 2 plays.
No, they got that thing dialed in, and something just man-on-man's guys on that right side or the left side of the recovery defense just getting blocked. And you said it, Schaefer's running through them like a hot knife through butter, as they say.
Yeah. I don't even think the butter's melted.
So Schaefer now to attempt the extra point. Fort Recovery almost gets there, but it is good. And so with 2:15 to go, the Cardinals up 28-6. And you got to think, man, if we could get a stop here.
You still have another
shot. If they could force a 3 and out, they could still do some damage. And Hunter Schaefer would be their place kicker as well. He's got a bit of a leg, so stay tuned. Interesting game going on. Now, that's not going to matter much if you watch this on rebroadcast because you're going to know what happened. But for our pay-per-view viewers, Fort Recovery and Marion in the first quarter were tied at 7.
Oh, wow.
At Whole Field. And with the Cardinals with a win over Fort Recovery would collect a whole pile of chips if Fort Recovery, with a win over Versailles earlier in the season, could collect a pile of chips in the form of computer points if Versailles can knock down Marion Local. And that'll put New Bremen and Marion each with 1 loss in the MAC.
Yeah, exactly.
So the MAC, as always, an interesting.
It's like a soap opera. You're going to have drama every week.
Schaefer set to kick. And again, back to Troy Holman, this time at his 6. Over the 15.
Ooh.
And boy, what a special teams play right there. That's number 14, Grant Dickey, the sophomore. Shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, he did.
Boy, that's a big play. So Fort Recovery now going to start at their own 16.
Wow.
With 2:11 now. Coach Niekamp's got to be thinking, okay, let's get a couple first downs and just keep this Cardinal run game off the field. I mean, Schaefer, He's got 3 touchdowns now, and he's got 56 and 41 is 97 yards just on his scoring runs. I mean, he's almost at the century mark on his scoring runs. Actually, no, 89 yards. I misadded, which will happen. And the Cardinals almost had Rammel back there, and he dances around. Finally, Dylan Bombauer brings an end to that, but New Bremen had him dead to rights. And there's that athleticism and strength of the senior quarterback for the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, they had 2 or 3 shots at him, and I'll tell you what, using his athleticism, avoided it and got 1 yard out of it. Intercepted.
And the Cardinals pick one off, and this is Wokley Gugeg, and he's shucking and jiving down inside the 15, and the Cardinals are in business. So you talked about the importance of turnovers. Talk about letting the wind out of a team's sails. Up by, you got 4 scores on the board, 28-6, and then you pick one off. How about that? And, man, that's a feel-good deal, man. Wokley Gugeg had a knee blowout. I think it's a sophomore. And so to see him back on the field, it may have been last year, but to see him on the field and playing and making a play and gaining a starting position in this defense as a senior, that's a cool story. So good for him. So the Cardinals in business. They're going to send Hunter Schaefer to the slot, and now we are going to get a quick timeout by New Bremen. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Boy, heads-up play by the senior linebacker. Well done.
Yeah, it was an overthrow. I mean, Rammel overthrew him, and, boy, he was sitting right there in the perfect spot, picked that off, and runs it back. And, once again, New Bremen, 1:34 to go here. Ball of 13. They can really put this away right here going into halftime.
Cardinals now with the ball on the 12. Talk about a short field.
I wouldn't call it short.
Microscopic?
Maybe.
Oh, it looks like it's at the 13. So 1st and 10 now for the Cardinals following the INT. And Holman back to pass. He's going to pull it down. I think it was run all the way. And, boy, Fort Recovery does a nice job of shutting that down. And he is still going. I got a little ahead of myself. That young man is strong, and it looks like we've got an Indian shaking up on the play. Looks like he's going to get up on his feet. That's good. That's good. Don't want to see anybody getting hurt. Yeah, that was Cale Rammel, so he's going to head to the sideline. Not a good – looks like that left arm is really limp hanging there, shoulder kind of thing. Don't want to speculate too much, but hopefully he's just got a little stinger and he's all right. Schaefer around the left side, and he's going to go to the house again. Oh. And this time he's going through a guy. Holy smokes. So 12 yards, and Hunter Schaefer for his 4th score.
Wow.
He didn't get touched until he got to the goal line.
And that was a sweep right there. He just took it around the end, and nice job, nice blocking up front by the New Bremen Cardinals. And once again, another touchdown. It's almost halftime.
And Schaefer now to attempt the extra point. And that kick is going to go a little left. And so no good there. So with 56 ticks left on the clock before halftime, the Cardinals with an impressive first half of football lead Fort Recovery 34-6. Now the question is, how is Cale Rammel feeling over there on the Fort Recovery sideline? You see him standing there kind of behind Coach Niekamp. Coach Niekamp out there with a gray hoodie, purple hat.
I think I see him right there.
Yeah, he's on the sideline.
Yeah.
Hopefully just a little shaken up. Sure are pleased to be able to bring you these replays of tonight's high school varsity football action on NKTelco Channel 3. We're in high definition on Channel 503. You can catch this one again Monday, October 10th at 9 p.m., Saturday, October 15th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com//sports. I'd like to thank all of our key sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, keys to the game; First National Bank scoreboard sponsor; Emerson Climate Technologies starting lineup sponsor; Precision Strip timeout sponsor; Player of the Game will award later, NKTelco; New Bremen Live View sponsor, Speedway Lanes. And Fort Recovery covers that kickoff at about the 17-yard line, where they will start 1st and 10. So the Fort Recovery drives this half. They took the opening drive from their own 27 down to the Cardinal 3. And the New Bremen defense held them out of the end zone, turnover on downs. The next drive, they started their own 25, out to midfield. Cardinals turned them over on downs again. Then they punted. But then that fourth drive, nice drive. They started at their own 30, went 70 yards. And a nice run there it was a pass, Cale Rammel to Riggs Toby for the touchdown, 8 yards on 4th and 8. And then the last drive resulted in an interception by Wokley Gugeg, and there's a 1-yard run by Holman.
Yeah, Rammel is back in the game, but I think what they're going to do is they're just going to hand it off to end the half.
Yeah.
They don't want to do anything for Rammel, I suspect.
No, I think you're right. Get in there and let him get a breath of fresh air at halftime and loosen up. And you're right, they're going to run another one up the middle with Holman, gain of about 2. And that should do it here for the first half. So the Cardinals play a pretty darn near perfect half of football. And the result of that effort gets them a 34-6 halftime lead over Fort Recovery. We'll be back a little bit before the third quarter, and when we return, A.J. Lacey's going to give us some statistics and some details on how we got to this score. But once again, New Bremen 34, Fort Recovery 6, here on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen. And check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Welcome back from the halftime break here at Cardinal Stadium. And the Cardinals with a big first half, 166 yards on the ground for senior running back Hunter Schaefer, 4 touchdowns. And in fact, his 4 touchdowns come up, if you add the yardage up on his 4 scores, total over 100 yards. So he's got over 100 yards on the night just on his scoring runs. The Cardinals' drives have looked like this. Their first drive was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by David Holman. The second drive, a 20-yard touchdown run by Hunter Schaefer, 10:49 to go in the second quarter, and that was 14-0. Third drive, 28-yard touchdown run by Hunter Schaefer, 7:05 to go, 21-0. And then Fort Recovery did get on the board. Their fourth drive was a touchdown, a nice 70-yard drive. Cale Rammel passed to number 12, Riggs Toby, and that was from 8 yards out on fourth down, punched it in. And then the Cardinals continued their ways. Hunter Schaefer from 41 yards out, 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go before half, made it 28-6. And then the last score, following a Wokley Gugeg interception by the Cardinals, had a super short field, 12 yards, and punched it in right before the half. Again, Hunter Schaefer, 4 scores, about 166 yards or so, and that's how we have found ourselves at a 34-6 difference. And again, the Cardinals now are going to get the ball coming out of the locker room, so good fortune. And here's Wokley Gugeg. He's going to pick it up the 15, very quickly up over the 30. He's going to break it around the left side. He's going to get the corner, and here he goes. Very quick, very strong. Wokley Gugeg with a nice return over midfield is going to set the Cardinals up with a short field, and they will be in business, AJ. 1st and 10. It looks like they're going to spot the ball at the Fort Recovery 45. So Gugeg, I was talking with one of the assistant coaches about Wokley. You know, he blew his knee last year, so he missed all of his junior campaign. And so good to see him not only get the starting job, but then come up with that interception, and now a nice kick return.
Yeah, nice bounce back for the guy. I tell you what, I'm pretty sensitive to knee injuries with a family history. So
ooh, yeah.
I'll tell
Can't
you.
be good. Now Hunter Schaefer, let the big dog eat. He's going to sweep it around the left side, and he's going to pick up. They're going to give him the 40-yard line, so 5 yards on the carry. And also great news for Fort Recovery. We saw Cale Rammel come off the field a little bit gimpy playing defense, and he's out there at his right corner position looking A-OK, ready to go. So that is great news for that young man and the Fort Recovery football team. So it didn't look like anything severe, but it just looked like maybe a little shoulder stinger, something like that. So glad to see he's A-OK, and now Holman back to pass. And Cardinals trying to go for the home run ball. They had Hayden Zeller, and he had a step on his man, unable to bring that one in.
Yeah, I think he stopped. I mean, that was just a little stop to see where he was at, and he sees the ball up there. And
kind of got on him pretty quick there at the end, yeah. So 3rd down and 5 for the Cardinals. So I got to believe this will be, especially if they can score here, this will probably be the only series you'll see the starters in, as the Cardinals making that push to the second half of the season now here in week 6, and we'll talk some playoffs as this gets going. Grant Dickey wide right, Aaron Tiemann left. That's Bombauer, the tight end, in motion. Hunter Schaefer in the backfield with Holman. Holman keeps it, and boy, oh boy, nice stop right up the middle.
Yeah. He's going to lose a couple on that.
Absolutely. Number 32 in there, Reese Wendell, the freshman. Nice stop there. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 6 for the Cardinals. And Hayden Zeller, 83, coming on. He is the punter, but he's going to come out and play wide receiver, and they're going to send everybody out. They're going to put twin tight ends on the left side. They're going to put 3 receivers on the right, and here we go. Holman will roll, looking downfield, and he hits Hayden Zeller. This time Zeller hangs on, and that's a 1st down Cardinals, gain of about 8 on the play.
Yeah, that's a nice pass play. He just kind of like what Fort Recovery did early in the game, kind of just sat in that zone and found a spot and just sat there, and nice throw by Holman for the 1st down.
Little design quarterback rollout. Very, very popular in high school. Gives the receivers time to work, gets the quarterback out of the pocket, and you see they're very successful. Hunter Schaefer now is going to go over the right side. He's got blockers. He evades a tackler, and then he is hammered to the ground at about the 30. Cale Rammel with the stop.
Well, that's a nice job by Fort Recovery containing that outside. You know, Schaefer's been killing him on the outside.
He sure has.
And once again, you get 3 yards on that play.
So 2nd down and 7. The ball is actually at the Fort Recovery 29. So now we got Indians moving, and that's going to be an offsides call. One thing that's been a positive for the Cardinals tonight, again, we mentioned it in the pregame, they've committed a bunch of penalties this season. And tonight it's been, well, I'm just not going to say anything. Fort Recovery, then the offsides penalty. 2nd down and 2. Holman's going to roll left this time. He's got Aaron Tiemann in the flats. He's got it over the 20, 25, makes a man miss. 15, I was going the wrong way. Nice tackle there. Open field by Ross Pearson, but that's a Cardinal 1st down inside the 10, and they are knocking at the door already. 9:35 to go, and if they can score here, that's going to activate the running clock here, AJ.
Yes, it is.
Schaefer now on the right side. Huge hole. Boy, for recovery, though, they forced him outside another gap. But at that point, Schaefer makes a miss, and that's going to be his 5th touchdown as he goes in from 8 yards out.
Wow, I mean, just pretty much that lead play right there. But New Bremen pushed him out to the outside, which they wanted to do, but nobody could recover. And once again, Schaefer finds the end zone.
I thought they had him there. There was a big hole, and then it closed.
Yeah.
And he managed to make that first guy miss. Both Cardinal runners are pretty good at making the first guy miss. And that's a good thing in high school because then you're into the second layer of the defense, and things get easier most of the time there. So Schaefer now, and his kick is up, and it is good, say the officials. And so with 9:23 to go here in the third, the Cardinals take the opening drive, and they punch one in, 8 yards out for Hunter Schaefer. That is his 5th touchdown of the night here on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen. And check us out on Facebook.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Van Wert OG 1010.
Van Wert OG 1010 in the WBL. OG struggling a little bit uncharacteristically this year, but here they are holding Van Wert, who's only 1 game behind Walpock.
Yeah, they just scored 70 points last week.
Yeah, they did.
On a good St. Mary's team.
On a good St. Mary's team. Yeah, I think a little anger game after that difficult loss. Walpock blocks that punt late. And so Fort Recovery now is going to be in business with excellent field position as the up man, number 7, Chase Kaiser, returns that kick. And so with 8:58 and running to go on the First National Bank scoreboard, Fort Recovery is going to start, and that's key now. We've got a running clock because the Cardinals have a 35-point lead. And again, OHSAA installing that kind of that mercy rule where if you've got a 30-point lead or greater in the second half, the clock will continue to run except for change of possession.
Right.
So Fort Recovery at their own 37, their opening drive of the second half. Scott Fry here with AJ Lisi. Thank you for joining us. Cardinals going to try and stuff the line of scrimmage, almost get to Rammel. That one's going to fall out of bounds. Dylan Baumbauer back there applying pressure.
Yeah, they read that wheel route real well. I mean, Holman pretty much, he was kind of a spy on that, and he saw that all the way.
Yeah, I think Rammel threw that away, honestly. I think he saw that. Holman rolled over there from his safety position. Just took it away. 8:04 and running. Minster over St. Henry 14-6. Delphos St. John's 10-7 over Anna. Other MAC scores. I'm curious to hear Versailles Marion score here as Rammel rolls right. Now he's directing traffic. He's going to have to pull it down and run. Baumbauer runs him out of bounds.
Wow. Kind of surprised there wasn't a flag.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't anything awful or terrible, but he took him to the ground like 15 yards out of bounds or 10 yards out of bounds. But I guess they're just going to say it was kind of a continuation of the play and the fact that it wasn't too brutal.
Right.
But Rammel picks up 5 along 4. So third down and about 6 for the Fort Recovery Indians. They've got to get out to the 47 to move the sticks. So Toby and Guggenbill are going to go right, double tight end set. And this time we're going to get Rammel under center. It's the first time we've seen this tonight, kind of a traditional I formation. We got a fumble, and Troy Holman's got a fall on it. And I think Coach is going to go back to shotgun.
Yeah.
Because that was almost as sad. That's the third ball that's hit the ground tonight when Fort Recovery's been on offense, and they have been fortunate enough to pick up every one of those. So 4th down and 8, and they're going to have to kick it away.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of unusual for him to go under center, and you could tell he was very uncomfortable. Kind of tripped over his offensive line and fumbled the ball.
So a 3 and out for the Cardinal defense to start the second half following a nice scoring drive. Just like you drew it up if you're Coach Schmidt and company. So Cale Rammel now to punt for the Indians. 6:17 to go on the First National Bank scoreboard. Nice kick. That's going to be tough to field the way that's coming down, kind of a sideways bounce, and it takes a Fort Recovery roll. And then they down it at about the 22, 23. And they'll mark them at the 20. So New Bremen comes in with a 4-1 record. They've got conference wins against Parkway and Versailles. They went to Booster Stadium last week, take on the Flyers. Ended up dropping that one 38-16. The Flyers, like you said, they got 22 on the board before New Bremen could get going on offense, and that's a tough hole to dig out of against a really excellent defensive team. And Hunter Schaefer's going to get the ball again, and he cuts back inside, and he's made a couple guys miss, and now he's in the washing machine.
Yep. He'll get about 2 off that. Hopefully he got the whites cleaned there.
That's right. Yeah, gain of 2.
Yeah.
Second down and 8. Oh, excuse me. We've got a new back. Another Schaefer, Trevor Schaefer, his first carry of the night. I was wondering when we'd start to see Coach Schmidt begin to rotate starters out and begin to think about health and you know, future games. So the Cardinals now 2 receivers left, 1 right, home and back to pass. He's going right all the way. And he has got a beautiful, almost a catch. And that was number 16, and that is Aaron Peppelman, the senior. Almost pulled that in. He had his man beat. It was a nice ball right, dropped it in the bucket, as they say, but couldn't hang on. So 3rd down and 8 now for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it was a can of corn, I will say that.
Yeah. So Grant Dickey will come in with the play, number 14. And joining him on the left side is Aaron Tiemann. And they will leave number 16, Aaron Peppelman, in the game at receiver. And here goes Trevor Schaefer. And nice job right there at the point of attack. 2-yard loss there as number 72 in there for Fort Recovery, Jose Martinez, the junior, 5'9", 255, man. All muscle right there. And that's going to force a Cardinal punt as Hayden Zeller retreats to his 5-yard line.
This will be New Bremen's first punt?
I believe you're correct. Let me check my notes, and you are correct.
Wow. Nice punt.
And you see why Zeller's back there. Guggenbiller has to go over the shoulder, get it at the 30. Now he's making some guys miss. Nice move, 45. Finally hemmed in there as David Holman puts him to the turf at the 45. And so Fort Recovery now, as we've got a flag on the play. See what that's about.
Holding, or hands to the face.
Illegal use of the hands on the return team, so that's going to back them up. And it has gotten a little brisk out here on the roof of this here press box.
I love this. I love it. It's fall.
It's a lot more comfortable than it was the last time I was here, the Versailles game. Man, it was toasty up here.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either.
So 10 yards from the spot, and boy, oh boy, that ruins some great field position. And so Fort Recovery now will take their second drive, and they will start that at their own 25-yard line. And this is Troy Homan, and he gains about 2. The Cardinals' run defense has answered the bell tonight. Starting to see some new shirts in there on defense for the Cardinals. Number 74 in there at, looks like, right defensive tackle. That is Noah Kelly. 16, Aaron Peppelman in there at left defensive tackle. And Grant Dickey, 14 in there, linebacker.
Oh.
And, boy, almost a circus catch over there on the far sideline. I don't know that he came down with that. It doesn't look like it.
Called incomplete.
Let's see, sophomore tight end Ethan Hartnagel had a nice catch over the middle in the first half. Unable to hang on to that one. So now, just like that, 3rd and 7. Also in there on defense now for the Cardinals, number 2, that's Cale Tangeman at right corner. And boy, the Cardinals send the house, and they're going to get there. Ben Saylor, Dylan Bombauer.
Wow.
And loss of about 7 on the play, so that's going to force another Fort Recovery punt. That's, I believe, the second sack. We've seen a lot of pressure, but again, they don't always get home, but they cause enough of a ruckus back there, AJ, that
this is one of the better defensive lines I've seen this year. I mean, doing a lot of games in WBL, I think seeing New Bremen and I mean, Marion Local, the same thing. Seeing those two, they're one of the best here I've seen in the area.
So the Cardinals ready to receive the Rammel punt. This one's very high, a little shorter. Aaron Tiemann going to let that thing bounce out of bounds, and the Cardinals will start their drive at the midfield stripe here in New Bremen. 1:57 is the third quarter, running very quickly now, AJ, as the Cardinals build enough of a lead that they can keep the clock on, except for the change of possession. So 2 3-and-outs. So as you hear in the background there, 13-7, Marion Local with a lead over Versailles at whole field. Sounds like they got a good one going over there.
Yeah, I mean,
that Versailles is a good ball club.
They are a good ball club.
State champions last year, Division 5. All right, so now the Cardinals mixing things up. Looks like Ryland Bussey in at quarterback. This is Trevor Schaefer, and he's going to gain about a yard. And he is tackled there by Alex Garkey.
Yeah, you're thinking of his brother there, Reese.
Reese Bussey, yeah. And he did play quarterback, in junior high and I think 9th grade, but after that it was all basketball.
Yes, good basketball player.
Yep, sure enough. So now we're starting to see a little preview of the JV contest. This is one of those things that when you start to get your program going, AJ, and you get some of these games where you get a nice lead, and here goes Wokley Gugeg on the jet sweep, and he's quick.
Yes,
he's going to get all the way around the corner, and he may run away from that young man almost. Nice tackle right there. Chase Kaiser. And that's a nice first down for the Cardinals, about 23-yard run right there for Wokley Gugeg, and that's a Cardinal first down. But I was going to say, you get in these games where there's a big score differential. Now your 2s and 3s get in and get reps, and that helps you get game speed experience.
Right. And that's how you, I mean, like you said, that's how you build a program. You see a lot of these areas like a Marion Local that do that, and, you know, with all the practices they get as playoff time comes, and you got a lot of depth, and that just helps build that program.
Absolutely correct. And we're going to have a run up the middle, and Fort Recovery is going to stuff that.
Yeah, that will take you to the end of the quarter.
And that will bring us to the end of 3 here in New Bremen with the Cardinals all over the Indians, 41-6 here on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
Welcome back to New Bremen High School. Wokley Gugeg's going to go left side, little sweep, stiff arms a guy, stiff arms another guy. And, man, he ran a lot of yards to pick up a yard there, AJ.
Wow. That first stiff arm, I'll tell you what, that's impressive.
A little reminiscent of my favorite quarterback, Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. That's a brutal stiff arm.
Man, do we have to do that?
We do.
I'll give him credit. Bills are looking
he's a
pretty
gamer,
good.
man. Yeah, they are. Good start. So the Cardinals now looking to run the clock out and get out of here in a healthy manner. And they've got it 3rd down and 10 now at the Fort Recovery 25. And Ryland Bussy's going to roll out here, and he's got a completion, 25-20, down to about the 23. Going to be well short of the first down. And Jackson Leonards, the junior, number 9, with the catch.
He looks to be knocked out about the 17 by number.
So what you're seeing here now, AJ, is the future of Cardinal quarterbacking with Ryland Bussy, 6'3", 200, so a good-sized kid, kind of reminiscent of Ramel, who goes 6'5", 225. And Ryland is a sophomore, according to my data here in front of me.
Wow.
So nice ball there to Jackson Leonards.
I'm not used to seeing all these tall quarterbacks.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, back in the day. And now we're going to get a timeout, New Bremen, a precision strip timeout with 10:16 to go in this contest. We'll take it with them. It's high school football here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
And we are back live in New Bremen, 10:13 to go, and the clock runs. And this is Trevor Schaefer, and he is caught behind the line of scrimmage. Nice play there by the defense of the Indians, led there by the freshman Reese Wendell. And that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Indians will take over on downs, 1st and 10.
And they will start their drive at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it was a good shot at it. I mean, it's just right now you're looking at the JV teams, and
yep,
you're seeing a little different look right now.
Absolutely. And with that in mind, let's talk a little bit about the playoffs. We got 10 minutes, running clock. So Division 7 is where both of these teams hang out, Region 28. And nice little jet sweeper there by Guggenbiller. Reese Guggenbiller is going to pick up about 4 yards. So, boy, he's quick, I'll tell you.
Yes, he is.
So as it sits right now, computer points-wise, this is the September 20 computer rankings from OHSAA. A top D7 in Region 28 is Springfield Central Catholic.
Right.
They've got 7.85 points. Their record is 5-0. The Cardinals are right behind them with their 4-1 record, 6.45 points. So they're number 2. They've got Ansonia, Mechanicsburg, DeGraff, South Charleston, Minster's in there, Fort Laramie. If you go all the way down to the top 16 teams, that takes you into St. Henry and Troy Christian are tied for 15th.
Wow.
So all the way down, that includes, Lehman Catholic's in there,
right.
Fort Laramie.
You know, Fort Laramie, I mean, the way
Fort Recovery's in there. Sorry.
Coach Wells there, I mean, that's a tough matchup for anybody, too.
Oh, boy, it sure is, yeah. Yeah, they're not getting a lot of computer points because they're not getting a lot of wins,
right.
But they're playing a hellacious schedule.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a really tough schedule, so 2 receivers, 1 each side. Troy Holman still the back. Cardinals in the backfield. Ramel makes that man miss. He's got a first down yardage and a bunch more as Grant Dickey brings him down after he crosses the 40. So nice scramble out of danger there for the senior signal caller.
Yeah, it was a nice fake there, and he just pretty much bootlegged it out and got the 13 yards for the first down.
The other region that we would see, like in the the regional final, state semis, Region 26, our half of the state, Antwerp sits atop that region.
Okay.
Over Waynesfield, Goshen, Ayersville, Gibsonburg, Macomb, Arlington, and that goes all the way down. The 16th team is Delphus Jefferson. Lima Central Catholic is just above them at 15. Again, a nice play there for Reese Guggenbiller, and that's a big first down, almost 20 yards on that play. And Fort Recovery chewing up some chunk yardage.
Yes, they are.
Nice pass there from Rammel.
And LCC's not a pushover, too. They play a tough schedule.
They sure do.
I'm trying to think what other teams. Antwerp, we saw them last year. In the
they're undefeated. Yeah, them and Waynesville Goshen both undefeated.
Waynesville Goshen, that's impressive.
And normally it's Macomb and LCC that sit atop Region 26. Macomb is in 5th, and LCC is down there in 15th, so a little changing of the guard over there. And now we've got a guy running wide open at the sideline, but we got a Cardinal in position.
Oh, he had nice play-action play there by Fort Recovery. Rammel had it. I mean, nice throw and everything. I think it was just, once again, Toby just stopping there.
Yeah, if he keeps going, Jackson Leonard's was over there, but falls incomplete. And so the clock, again, on the First National Bank scoreboard, we have a running clock, and it continues to march towards 0, 6:45 and running here in this one. I want to thank some other sponsors for their help in supporting us and enabling us to bring you these high school football, volleyball, basketball, you name it. Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman, Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank. I'd like to thank all of those businesses. Troy Homan takes one over the left side, and another first down there for the Indians. So the interesting thing now with the playoffs, of course, is the teams are up to 16 versus 8. It used to be top 8, and it was tough getting in. Obviously, it's easier getting in because they're letting in twice as many.
Well, way back it was the top 4.
Top 4,
yeah.
Yep. Back when they wore leather helmets and used wooden footballs.
Helmets?
Back in your day, right, AJ?
Oh, stop it. Maybe.
And a little wheel route there to Guggenbiller, and he makes a couple guys miss, gets down inside the 15, still fighting down to the 11. So Reese Guggenbiller with a nice catch and some good yak, as they say, yards after catch. And that's 3 straight first down plays for first downs for the Indians.
Yes.
And they are marching. And it's 5:29 to go here. But the upside, all the coaches I've talked to about this playoff expansion, they're all fine with it because it gives them extra reps.
Exactly.
It gives their boys extra time on the field, which is what everybody wants at this level because, 1% of these guys may go on and play at the next level. So the more games you can get, the more fun. And there's a nice tackle in the backfield, but Homan slips it before the rest of the Cardinals catch up. But they had him. I'll tell you, a strong run there from Troy Homan to get a yard out of that. But you think about teams like Coldwater, Marion Local, Macomb, Minster over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Versailles. Those programs get good because they get all those extra reps during the tournament. They get all those extra weeks of football practice and game speed. And, when the MAC gets out of the MAC and into the tournament, until they have to see each other in the tournament, they usually get some pretty easy games. And so you get your second and third string guys in the second half.
Nice
and
run.
all those reps. There's another nice power run over the right by Homan. It just helps build your program.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. I mean, that's why you see Marion Local where they're at. I mean, I'll tell you what, they're in great position to win their 13th.
Yeah, they've got a state record 12 titles in football. And I'll tell you, though, D6 is stacked, man. Coldwater's over there.
Yeah.
And Versailles also.
Yeah,
all in
Coldwater
that same
dropped
region,
down.
man. That's not going to be fun.
Coldwater dropped down, Versailles dropped down. I mean, so it's going to be – that's a tough region there.
Sure is. And here goes Homan. He's going to try the right side, and I think the Cardinals stopped him just at the goal line. So here we go with another fourth down. Oh, no, he had just enough to gain a first down. They had to get the 1 yard line, and he got it inside there. I wasn't looking at the sticks there, AJ.
Yeah.
So first and goal now for the Indians. Again, just trying to get something positive here to have something to talk about good on the bus ride home.
Yeah.
Tough night. Their offense played pretty well for a good chunk of the first half, and the Cardinal defense tightened up. But it's been all Cardinal run game tonight. All 6 touchdowns scored on the ground. And when you're 6'5", why would you not do that?
Exactly.
And there you go. So Cale Rammel throws for 1 and runs for another. He is in with 3:14 to go. They'll stop the clock for the extra point. And that puts it to 41-12 and stops the running clock.
Yes, it does. But like you're saying, going back to the playoffs, I mean, that's just you love that time of year because you see a lot of different teams, especially, I mean, you find out who the best in Ohio, and right now you're looking at the best in the state of Ohio in this league right now because you're going to see 7 teams from the MAC get in.
Easily.
I mean, that's impressive.
Well, and it's, I mean, most years they have 6.
Yeah.
With the 18 format.
Right.
They've had 5 or 6, and there have been several years. In fact, the Fort Recovery state title, I don't recall the year they won it. It's not that long ago, maybe 2013 or 14, maybe 15. But there was 3 state champions that year, all from the MAC.
Yeah.
Last year you had Versailles D5, Coldwater state runner-up D6, and then Marion Local state champion D7. So it is, as far as small school sports, it's tough to beat this conference. And you look opening week, I think the MAC went 4-1 against the WBL to start the season off. Versailles got Salina, New Bremen got Bath. Marion Local played a tough one with Walpock.
Yeah.
That ended up being, that was an awesome game.
Yes, it was. And talking to Coach Travis Moyer about that game, he looks at that game to see where they're at as far as the season goes.
Yes.
That's the telltale of where they're at.
That's a great measuring stick, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, these last couple of years, especially this year, shows where he's at, and they've rolled off 5 in a row right now.
They sure have. That's their only losses to the Flyers. And, they scrimmaged Minster in the preseason. So,
and they scrimmaged Coldwater, too.
Yeah. And so the Cardinals muff that kickoff and are smothered just inside the 20. And so with 3:10 to go, 3:11 to go here in the 4th, the Cardinals will take over on offense. But, yeah, that's the MAC is the measuring stick. And just, I mean, gosh, volleyball is the same thing. We had a crazy match last night here in New Bremen between the Cardinals and St. Henry, which is a big volleyball rivalry anyway because of the coaching change when Diana Kramer came over from St. Henry to start coaching in New Bremen. And she won 1 state title. I don't know if she won 2 at St. Henry. She was there 4 years. She won a state title. She played there, and then she came over here. And so that's become a big rivalry, which is interesting because watching them before the game, they're hugging and high-fiving. We gave St. Henry a nice welcome, congratulating them on their 2021 state runner-up and their 1,000th program win. They got their 1,000th win in program history Tuesday night over New Knoxville. Since 1974, so almost 50 years of St. Henry volleyball. And they've had 4 head coaches, AJ.
That's impressive. I mean,
that sure is.
That's impressive. And you look at New Knoxville and the Rangers and their run.
Oh, a great run. 27-2 last year.
Yeah.
Just untouchable. Yeah, they took down the Cardinals in the regional, I think it was the regional
semis, yep.
And then marched their way down, and they ended up playing St. Henry in the final.
Yep.
So it was an all-MAC volleyball final at Division IV. So the mystique of this conference out here, there's just good sports out here, and it translates into baseball.
Yeah.
You look at the success with Minster and Coldwater in the baseball programs. Fort Recovery's had some good years in baseball. Parkway's had some good stick and ball sports. Yeah. You look at the women's running sports. I mean, Minster's, I think, the 2nd or 3rd most state titles in the state.
Yeah.
The ladies' running sports down there are phenomenal. Women's basketball has been really good there.
Oh, so I've seen it firsthand. Believe me.
I guess I'm a MAC homer, AJ.
Being the girl,
yes,
with the girls for the last 4 years. Yeah, I've seen it firsthand.
You've seen Coach Wiss and company always kind of cringe when you see them on the schedule, right?
Coach Hegemeyer in New Knoxville, and I'm still grateful to Coach Hegemeyer and what they've done when they came over to Walpock with my daughter and letting her score that last layup because she tore her knee up during basketball season.
Oh, man, it's tough.
And it's, good people in this league. There are some good people.
Absolutely. Yep. Well, that's why we all like living out here is everybody knows everybody in small towns and good folks. So with 1:37 to go in this contest, the Cardinals have to take a timeout to get their things sorted out on offense as they've got a 3rd down and 3. And again, you're getting kind of a preview of the JV contest that I assume will take place over at Baron Brugge Park tomorrow. I just like saying that, Baron Brugge Park.
Who would? I mean,
they got such a nice facility over there. They've upgraded the press box. They have one of the home games. They do chili night,
Oh, wow.
And boy, is that a thing. They got this big, like, iron kettle, and it's open fire.
Oh,
and,
wow.
man, is it awesome. So if you can figure out when that is, make sure you let me know.
Oh, I will.
Somebody text me. But, yeah, chili night at Fort Recovery is something not to be missed. So the Cardinals now with 3rd down and 3. Trying to make something happen here, pick up a first down, try to run this clock out. And Bussy's going to scramble, and he's over the 25, and he's brought down short of a first down. And so the Cardinals will have to punt.
Picks up a couple on the play. Looks to be about 4th and 3.
I was going to say, what's the schedule next week, Scott?
The Cardinals are here at Cardinal Stadium. They are hosting the St. Henry Redskins.
Oh, wow. That looks to be a big game.
That's always a big game, always a good game. Yep. Other scores are on the MAC. Coldwater's all over Parkway, 49-0. 1:52 to go at Whole Field, and Marion Local 20-7 now over the Versailles Tigers. As Flyer ball marches on, I believe that would be their 20th straight win. St. Mary's all over Shawnee tonight, 41-14. Going to get another timeout called here.
That's a rebound game for St. Mary's after losing 70-43.
Yeah, they got handled by Van Wert, which was a rebound game for them.
Yeah.
After the game against St. Mary's, Van Wert took them down with 70 to something.
Yeah.
But prior to that, that was the game that Van Wert lost to Walpock on that last play of the game, the block punt. It's been a crazy football season. You got to call that game.
Yeah.
Right here on NKTelco Sports. So the Cardinals getting set to punt. Hayden Zeller is going to kick it away. And they've got Reese Guggenbiller and Riggs Toby back to return for Fort Recovery. High kick. And Toby will field that one at about the 47, 48. And that takes us under a minute to go on the First National Bank scoreboard.
First and 10. Got an update from Versailles, Marion Local 20, Versailles 7.
I know the Cardinals faithful were hoping for Versailles to clean that one up and get some computer points and also give Marion Local a conference loss.
Well, you still got them playing Coldwater here.
Yep, something's got to give at the top of the MAC, absolutely. And if New Bremen, if Coldwater can beat Marion and New Bremen can beat Coldwater, then you have a 3-way MAC co-champion situation at the end of the year because all 3 of those schools would have one conference loss. Everybody else is going to have 2 or more because this is Versailles' second MAC loss tonight. Right. Ooh, nice little run up the middle right there by Wendell. Nice run, and he drives the tackler, and that's a 14-yard bull rush all the way down to about the 35. And another Fort Recovery first down. And they could actually take a knee here. There's 2 seconds fewer on the game clock than there are 1 second difference between the game clock and the 40-second clock. So we'll see. And it looks like they're going to be content to do that maybe. Well, maybe not. But I think the outcome in this one has been determined. The Cardinals are going to move to 5-1. And 3-1 in the MAC, and Wendell, one last play. He's going to bounce it outside over the right side. And he will drag a guy quite a long way before falling inside the 20, and that's going to put triple zeros on the First National Bank scoreboard. And so after 4 quarters, the Cardinals come away victorious with a big win over Fort Recovery, 41-13. And we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we will wrap things up quickly with some numbers. Once again, New Bremen 41, Fort Recovery 13 here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Welcome back one last time to Cardinal Stadium at New Bremen High School. The Cardinals victorious tonight. Their record improves to 5-1. Fort Recovery goes to 2-4. And it is a, final score 41-13. AJ, why don't you tell us how we got there, man?
Well, we got there by, New Bremen. Their rushing attack. Hunter Schaefer really was impressive running the ball. But, you got to give it to the offensive line for New Bremen. They've opened up a lot of holes for Hunter on his way to 5 touchdowns, which I think, didn't we hear that set a school record?
That tied a school record with Aaron Powers and David Holman. Have each all now scored 5 TDs in a single game.
Wow, that's just impressive. And that, New Bremen had 321 total yards. Of course, it's going to skew because of the second half with the running clock. But, for Fort Recovery, their passing attack wasn't bad. They did run it a little bit. They had 277 total yards. But the one thing you got to talk about is Hunter Schaefer. That what an impressive game he had running the ball. And that's just when your star player, David Holman, which he's done pretty much everything for him this year, Hunter Schaefer stepping it up and giving David Holman kind of a break tonight and letting him take care of the business tonight.
Absolutely. Cardinals' first 6 drives of the ball game, including the first drive of the second half, touchdown drives.
Yeah.
One of those, a super short field, came off of a Wokley Gugeg interception, and they punched it in with a minute to go before halftime. But, Hunter Schaefer with 5 touchdowns not only ties a school record, but he broke a school record, the single-game scoring record, because he's the place kicker. He had 30 points in touchdowns and 5 points in extra points. He got all of them but one, so 35 points scored tonight for Hunter Schaefer. Not a bad night at the office. The other touchdown was on the opening drive for the Cardinals. David Holman on a 1-yard touchdown run. To answer a really great opening drive by Fort Recovery. The Cardinal defense stiffened up at their own 3 and got a bit of a goal line stand there. A couple of scores for Fort Recovery. One in the first half, the 4th drive, Cale Rammel, 8-yard pass to Riggs Toby with about 3 minutes to go in the half. And then just wrapping things up there, he plunged in from a couple yards out. So Cale Rammel with a passing touchdown and a running touchdown. And that's kind of the story of the night. Was the Cardinals' defense was really solid, and their run game was just devastating. A lot of long runs tonight. Schaefer's scoring runs were 20, 28, 41, and then 12. And then, 8 was the last one. So not a bad night at the office. And with that, one of the things we always do is we wrap up and select an NKTelco player of the game, and I just feel like it has to go to Hunter Schaefer. That's an easy one tonight.
Yeah, it was a tough choice for me. But, Hunter Schaefer, well-deserving player of the game award. Like we said, the 5 touchdowns tying a school record. But it was just the way he ran. left. It was pretty much left and right. He got the corner. He took it, and he went untouched. And once again, I mean, New Bremen is 5-1 on the season.
Absolutely, and they will host the St. Henry Redskins, another MAC foe coming to town. Just, the hits keep coming week after week here in the MAC. Tonight's game certainly helped the Cardinals cement their tournament run here. And they will face St. Henry. We'll have that one. I'll be on the call again next week from Cardinal Stadium. So one last time, it's New Bremen 41, Fort Recovery 13 for A.J. Lisi, for Josh Miller. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and we will see you next time on NKTelco Sports.